Good evening, students. This is your Devdeep sir, your computer teacher, back with another lesson, that is computer languages, and we will also be solving the question answers of the previous chapter. Now, I hope you have understood the last lesson nicely, children. So initially we are going to now solve the question answers of the previous chapter along with some homeworks will be given to you, and later on we'll be studying a new chapter, computer languages. So let's start. So today let us start with the match the following. In match the following, see the first question that is given. It is machine language is associated to which generation? So machine language, we know it is associated to the first generation. What about chip? Chip is associated with, for the first time, chip was introduced in, any answers? Chip was associated with the second generation. Okay. Multipurpose computer came during the fourth generation. IBM 140 is the third generation. And self-organizing computers, now we are seeing that is they can arrange data by themselves. That is there in the fifth generation. Okay. Now, true false question. First generation computer produced a lot of heat. Is it true? First generation computer produced a lot of heat. True. Second generation computer used assembly languages. True. Third generation computer used vacuum tubes. False. Integrated circuit was used in fourth generation of computer. Fourth generation computers used microprocessor and integrated circuit. So transistors were replaced first generation, second and third. So it is false again, because that time we are using microprocessor. Fourth generation computer uses artificial intelligence. It is false. So I hope you have got the answers correct. Here many of you might have doubt IC. IC is particularly used in the third generation. We are now using in fourth generation very large scale integration, that is microprocessor. Question number 5 and 6 will be your homework, children. So don't forget to do your homework in your computer copy. Now we are going to a new chapter. So please turn to page number 9. So children, what is a computer language? A computer language is a special language which is understood by a computer. Okay. So any form of special language understood by a computer is called computer language. Now ideally a computer understands two entities, 1 and 0, which we call the binary language. Now in a computer language there are different things like words, symbols and codes that is used to write this computer program. So computer language is basically a language, and language is collection of symbols, codes and entities which we call computer program. And what is a program? It is a set of instruction, like if you all have done logo, okay, in logo we do write 100, forward 20, that is commands or instruction we are giving to the computer. So this is what we are calling a program, the entire program that you are writing, write 100, forward 20. Now the process of writing a program, what is that called? It is called programming. So what is programming, children? The process of writing computer programs is called programming. And those people who write computer program, what are they known as? They are known as programmers. So they are known as programmers. Now, why there is a need of language for the computer? In order to make the computer understand, basically, like we all speak so many different languages, isn't it? But computer cannot understand such languages like English, Bengali, Hindi, etc. So computer only understands a common language, that is 0 and 1, which we are calling it machine language. And in that machine language that you can see, the computer has basically a language which contains two values only of binary digits, that is 0 and 1s. Okay. Now, programming languages are of two types. we have low level language or triple L, high level languages or HLL. We are going to start off the classification with low level languages. Low level languages are written on particular computer and cannot be used on other computer. That means this language is meant for individual computers. That means for each and every computer there would be different programming. A machine language is also known as first generation language, which is also a language of zeros and ones. So this machine language is basically a language of zeros and ones. That is why, since only one computer could understand only this language at a particular time, it was called a lower level. This language is totally machine dependent because it cannot be retrieved other than a machine. Assembly language was called a second generation language, where we use mnemonic codes. Mnemonic codes in the sense A for addition, C for comparison, L for loading, M for multiplying. That means different codes we use. A for addition, repeat after me children, A for addition, C for comparison, L for loading, M for multiplying. In an assembly language, source program, that is this source, ACLM, is converted into the machine language, that is ones and zeros, so that the computer could understand. And who does that? Who does the conversion of the assembly language into that of the machine language? That is the mnemonic to machine language. Who does that? Assembler. So assembler is a program that translates assembly language to machine language. Okay. Now, a high level language has instruction which is similar to English language. So it uses English words, and this English words based dialects or diction or commands are converted into the machine language of ones and zeros. Like you see, 3 into 2 equals to 6. This is an HLL language, and the binary equivalent of 6 will be the output. Who does the conversion? Two devices or program does it: interpreter and compiler. One which is executing or running the code line by line, which is interpreter. Interpreter learns the code line by line, whereas compiler does it efficiently all at once. Okay. Now a procedural language is what? Which the programmer write instruction or process. Process in the sense, suppose if you are writing add, print, okay, it will be executed one by one. That means line by line execution goes on in a procedural language. If you miss any line or if there is error in any line, okay, the program will not run properly in a procedural language. And as I told you, compiler or interpreter will be used to check the code. Some of the examples of programming languages which are procedural are COBOL, Pascal, Fortran. Okay, they are third generation procedural languages. In non-procedural programming languages, which we call mainly object-oriented languages, they use English statements, where it is so easy for the users to basically identify what the statement is conveying. That is why they are very easily translated into machine languages. So in non-procedural language, a code, like if I tell you print my name is Devdi, it is clearly understood. But that in non-procedural it will be printf, scanf. These terminologies are very difficult. So they use simple English language based codes, and more importantly, these codes are not executed line by line. Rather they executed in relation. Okay. Example of non-procedural languages of object-oriented languages: VB, Oracle and Java. And nowadays we are using natural language, which are used in the expert systems, artificial intelligence, where the computer language has become so much, what we can say, advanced, that even it can detect what emotion and speech. That form of a language is called natural language, that can assemble human speech and understand human speech. Now, language processor is basically a software that converts the source program into a machine language. Compiler converts the program statements or HLL languages all at once, whereas interpreter converts it line by line, as I told you. Okay, so compiler is converting all at once. That means if you have 10 lines will be converted at all together, whereas in interpreter we are doing it one by one. Now children, there are some high level languages in full form which you have to remember, like basic. This language is used by beginners, or you will hear Q basic. At that time you will come across this. The full form of basic: beginner all purpose symbolic instruction code. Please remember the full form. Logo, language of graphic oriented is Logo. COBOL, common business oriented language. Fortran, formula translation is Fortran. Java, you will hear OOP language, that is object oriented programming language. I was using object oriented programming languages here, no, time and again, because the other name object oriented programming languages is OOP. Now, C and C++ are widely used for software application. Visual Basic is used for GUI based basic programming. Visual C++ is developed by Microsoft. C++ GUI. Delphi is a well-known web application developing language. Prolog, another name of Prolog is programming languages. And HTML, that you will be learning in class 6-7, hypertext markup language. So these programming languages name, children, you have to remember. So I know that a computer language is used to communicate between the user and the computer. Agree. Computer program give instruction to a particular task. Agree. Computer program uses computer programming language with set of word symbols and codes. Agree to that. I know that computer only understand machine language. I do agree to that. I know that there are two programming languages, low level and high level. I do agree to that. I know that assembler converts assembly level language into machine language. I do agree to that. I fully know that natural language is 5th generation language. Agree. And I know that language processor software is used for converting high level language into machine language. Agree. Set of instructions given to a computer to perform a task. In your tick the correct answer. What is that called? Program. Language directly understood by the computer. Computer only understand machine language. Language that uses letters and symbols is assembly level languages. Okay. Machine independent language is HLL. HLL is used to draw different shapes, that is logo. Okay. So I hope you have got the answers correctly. Children, have you noted the answers correctly? I'm waiting for your reply. Now, true and false fill in the blanks will be your homework. Don't forget to do this in your computer copy. Okay? So with this we come to an end of today's class. And finally, if you have any doubts and queries, please make sure to resolve your doubts and queries in the WhatsApp group of your respective class, and please clarify the doubts as well from us. Okay? With this, thank you for listening to today's class. Thank you.